Now we can hear you. Perfect. All right, cool. Like I said, guys, sorry you didn't hear me, but I wanted to say, um, yeah, Vinny's currently at work. I wanted to hop on just to interact with you guys. Really disappointing season. A lot of reflecting to do from the top of the organization down. If you had to ask me, who do I blame this season on? It has to be on David Stearns. Just his inability to put together a starting rotation that could be effective not only in the playoff run, but also down the stretch of regular season games. It's just really tough, man. I mean, you can't have starting pitchers go 3, 4 innings and depend on your bullpen to go 6, 7 innings a night. It's not how it works. Shout out to the teams that made the playoffs. I mean, they did what they had to do. Of course, the Brewers came out and took care of business, and we got shut out by the Marlins. That's the story of the Mets, and we've seen it time and time again. I've been watching this team for 30 years, and just another disappointing season for the Mets. If they don't fire Mendoza now, then Stearns is, yeah. I mean, in my opinion, you got to clean house. It's not just Mendoza. You got to clean house. I've seen enough from Stearns. We knew hiring Stearns. He comes from a small market team. This is what his philosophy is. He is known not to spend big money on starting pitchers, and we've seen it firsthand this season. He didn't want to get the big name starting pitcher. He put together a bunch of projects that with high upside and a very low ceiling. Unfortunately, for all of those guys, we saw the lowest of the low in the floor. So in my opinion, Stearns is, if you go into next season with Stearns, this has to be it for him. It's show us what you got, or he's gone. Fire pitching and hitting coach. Absolutely. We all season long, and I was a believer after last season. I'm not even going to try to hold back and say that I wasn't a believer in the quote unquote pitching lab. I think we all got, fooled by it. But whatever that pitching lab was, I never want to hear those terms ever again. You don't have one starting pitcher besides the young kids, but not one starting pitcher that we signed that can go more than 3 to 4 innings a night. And just completely unacceptable. That's not how you build a major league rotation, especially with the lineup that we have here with the Mets. We're going to jump. Okay, I'm going to skip that one. Hey, guys, if you have any questions down below, shoot them in the comments. I'll definitely answer any questions you guys have. Comments, concerns. There's my boy Matt. Matt, I told you, bro. I've been watching this team for 30 years. We knew what was coming. This is horrifying in this question. It really is. It really is. I mean, we love the idea of having Juan Soto here. We went into the season knowing that the core of this team had enough to get it done. Once again, they don't go all in. They don't go all in. And you could say that they went all in at the All-Star break, rebuilding the bullpen, but every single move except for Trevor Rogers, every move that they made for the bullpen did not work down the stretch. Just didn't work. So, like I said, off season coming, a lot of questions. A lot of these guys are not going to be back. Of course, Stearns also do better. Yep, he has to. And I don't know if that should be here, to be honest with you. Go build a team somewhere else. In my opinion, and I say this to my friends all the time, next year can't be a reset year or a retooling year. Next year has to be a year that we go for it. And why? With the collective bargaining agreement coming, there's a very good possibility that there's going to be a lockout in 2027. And if there is a lockout in 2027, that's another lost year for Lindor, a lost year for Soto, a lost year for Alonso. So you have to go in, you have to go all in, you have to go ahead and put a championship team on the field next year. It has to be next year. So it's going to be interesting to see. The lockout, in my opinion, guys, I think the lockout's coming. With rumors of a salary cap, with rumors of expansion to different markets, there's going to be a lot of questions between owners and players that aren't going to be answered right away. And with that, I think a lockout will come. So next year is a very important year for the New York Mets. What are they going to do? Are they going to go all in? Are they going to see what they have in the minor leagues and plan for 13 years of Juan Soto after a lockout with the young core that is coming up through Double and Triple A? There's a lot of questions to be had. A lot of questions. Bellinger in center field. Listen, I'm open. I'm open to a lot of things. I'm open to a lot of different free agents. The pitching market isn't that hefty this offseason. It's a very thin free agent market for pitching. Are we going to use our minor leaguers to go get a front end starter that we absolutely need? These are all questions. I mean, like I said, if Stearns is here, if Stearns is not here, if Mendoza's here, if Mendoza's not here, it's all questions that we're going to have. So let's see what else is in the chat. I appreciate everybody jumping in, guys. Thank you so much. I know Vinny, unfortunately, Vinny couldn't make it out today to jump on the live. He is currently working, but this is just a day that we had to jump on. We couldn't miss it. Pitching, 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 pitching. I know Tong needs time. Absolutely. Couldn't agree with you more. Was I a fan of him getting called up? Yes, because coming down the stretch, let's see what we got. I'm all in. But does he need time? Yes. He is very young. He only pitched 2 games in AAA. For him to come right to the majors after 2 games, that's a big task. A lot of pressure to put on a young kid coming down the stretch. We need to get rid of Alvarez. I'm an Alvarez guy. Vinny is not an Alvarez guy. We disagree on that. When you look around baseball and you look at the catching position is very thin. I think Alvarez is young enough to continue to develop, continue to improve. Do I think we need a better or more veteran backup catcher? That I can get on board with. Absolutely. We need a catcher, third base, second base. Yeah. I mean, if I'm foreshadowing, think that Beatty starts the year third. I love what Carson Bench is doing down in the minor leagues. I just don't know if I can start the season with a rookie at second base and a rookie in center field. That lineup will look really, really thin to start a season with 2 rookies, Brett Beatty and Francisco Alvarez, all in the bottom of that lineup. So do we get a veteran center fielder? Do we get a veteran second baseman to fill out the lineup? It's going to be interesting to see. Replace Mendoza with Beltran. Couldn't agree with you more. Lucas, I couldn't agree with you more. Vinny and I both agree on that. Beltran should have been the manager. I know he got caught up with all that other stuff. He needs, in my opinion, it's Beltran. Mets have to make better free agent signings. Yep, they do. I mean, there is no arguing that. Every move we made, I do like the Trevor Rogers move. The Soto move was a failure. Can we even talk about Mullins? I mean, Mullins was awful, absolutely awful. Yeah, just really bad acquisitions. How do you guys feel? Let me know in the chat. There's my boy, Raji, what up? Let me know in the chat, guys. We have Minaya for another 2 years, and we have Clay Holmes. What are we going to do with these 2 guys in the rotation? Do you put Holmes back in the pen? It's going to be interesting to see what they do with that. But those 2 guys, I don't know if I could see those guys being here for another 2 years. I mean, that's going to be rough, man. Arms are always the problem. I agree. Our pitching rotation was absolutely atrocious to end the year. Absolutely. It was terrible. I mean, on the flip side of that, bullpen. Yep. Our whole bullpen is going to be gone next year. Every acquisition that we brought in was on a rental deal. So they're going to have to rebuild from scratch a bullpen. Is Edwin Diaz going to be back? These are all major questions we have. I know. The biggest question mark, Valdez. I like Valdez from Houston. I just don't know if he's going, if Stearns is here, I don't know if he's going to give out a big contract to a starting pitcher. He's never done it. So we'll see. Answer me this in the chat, guys. 15 in the room. Answer me this in the chat. Do you guys want Pete back? In my opinion, I want Pete to be a Met his entire career. Vinny is the polar opposite of my opinion. Vinny thinks that his time has come and gone with the Mets. Let me know in the chat. Do you think Pete Alonso should be a Met for his career? Do we extend him? Do we give him a long-term contract? Let me know in the comments. Just let me know. Lifer, yes, I agree. Lifer, yes. Like I said, I understand Vinny's perspective in terms of why he shouldn't be a Met. In my opinion, he should be a Met for life. The only thing that concerns me is the lockout. Because if you sign him to a 4, 5, 6-year deal, you're automatically losing half of a season, hopefully not more than half of a season. So that's another year that he's going to be onto that contract. So that's something to think about when signing Pete Alonso. If we lose a full season, you're going to lose another full year of Pete Alonso. But I want Pete to be a Met for life. Going to be a big contract, especially with Boris. Absolutely. I agree. It's going to be a big contract. And that's what we're going to have to think about. Are we going to be able to replace a guy who had one of his best statistical seasons this year, hitting 270, not 230, not 240. He hit 270 this year, 38, 39, I forgot the exact number, 38, 39 home runs, over 100 RBIs. Really good season for Pete. Are we going to be able to replace that either in free agency or through prospects? Everybody's screaming about Ryan Clifford. I love Ryan Clifford as a prospect, but he strikes out a lot. He's a power bat. He strikes out a ton. So it's going to be hard to replace Pete Alonso and the numbers that he puts up consistently here in New York. Are you willing to give him north of? Yes, Liam, I am. So the only scenario I'm fine with is repeat. I like that move. Murakami from overseas is another valid point. I don't know what Steve said. I honestly, I had to shut it off. I had to step away. It was just I was too pissed off. I was too mad. I don't want to. I'll probably catch up with things before me and Vinny do our season wrap up show. But for now, I just wanted to jump on with you guys, just hear your opinions, hear your thoughts, hear your concerns. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. So any questions, guys, please let us know the questions down below. And just because the season's over, doesn't mean that Vinny and I are going to stop recording, stop putting out content. It's going to be a very important off season. So Vinny and I will continue to record our episodes on YouTube. We will continue to put out content on social media. So we appreciate all of you guys this year. This has been a great first year for our podcast. The following and the friendships that we've built off of really a half a season. No, it was a full season. Excuse me. Off of one full season has been awesome. So thank you guys so much for everything. Trade Jet starter. Jet's interesting, man. Jet's interesting. He has the hit tool that this lineup desperately needs. But if you can go out and get a front end starter, that might be something that we look at. I agree with that, Dean. I definitely agree. 1.3 billion on pitching. Maddox, I know. It's frustrating. Trust me, I was frustrated just as much as you guys. Every night, our starter, besides the young kids, because the young kids battled them down the stretch in big games. I was at Tom's first game versus Jacob deGrom at home on a Friday night. Major pressure on the young kid. Did he make it out of the first inning? No. But did he bounce back his next couple of starts and give us quality pitching? Absolutely. So I was very tired of watching these starters go 2-3 innings. Like that's not what a major league rotation is supposed to look like for a playoff team. This Mets team has one of the best offenses. Yeah, Dean, it all comes down to pitching. I mean, Lucas Skeens, I know he's the guy right now. I know he's the big name, the young phenom pitcher in Pittsburgh. He would have gutted the farm system. And David Stearns is a man who builds his farm systems from the ground up. And I don't think he would have gutted a farm system for one pitcher. I just don't think he would have done it. Kevin, what's up, man? What's up, Kev? What's up, Aiden? So definitely let me know, guys. Frustrating season, frustrating loss today. The Brewers helped us out. I thought the Brewers were gonna just pull all their starters and let us just miss the postseason, but they came out and won, and we couldn't. So just frustrating. Let's check the comments here. What do we got? What's the solution at third base moving forward? I really like what I saw from Brett Baty down the stretch. I think he showed a lot of maturity this year. I think he has a solid glove at third. But if the Mets moved him in a trade deal, I would understand it. Excuse me. I can totally understand it. If they move him, I understand it. Would I like him at third next year? Yes, I would like Brett Baty at third. But it's annoying because it's the same thing. Yeah, trust me, man. Dean, like I said, 30 years watching this team. I've seen this happen multiple times. Just really frustrating. Did they last year start 1-5? Yeah. I just don't get it, though. I don't get it. You knew the starting rotation wasn't going to make it, and they didn't add a starter at the All-Star break, at the deadline. So just checking the comments on Instagram. Blame Mendoza you want, but Stearns has a lot to be done. I agree with that. I'll like that comment. I wish Vinny was here. Like I said, I know Vinny's at work. But guys, definitely drop some comments down below. Your reactions, your thoughts, your concerns, your praise. Because this team does deserve to be praised. There was a lot of good that came from this season, but most of it was misery and failure. Not even going to sugarcoat it. And Soto, man. We signed this guy. He has a slow 3 weeks to start the season, and then he flips the switch, and he almost has a 40-40 season. I mean, this guy's a superstar in the league. He's going to be here for the next 14 years. So I'm super excited to have him part of this core. Trent Grisham to the Mets. I don't know about Trent, man. And I don't want to sound like a hater in any way. I don't want to sound. He's having a monster season for the Yankees. Is he a product of that ballpark with the short porch and right? I mean, he's young enough to fit this team. I just don't know if that's what they're going to do. Yeah, inconsistency is a curse. Bruno, that was funny. We need a center fielder. We absolutely need a center fielder. Because Cedric Mullins is gone. Nimmo will be in left. Soto in right. I don't know if they're going to go with Benj to start the season in center, or are they going to go out and get a veteran center fielder to play center field? I really don't know. I agree. I think Benj could take the center field spot. I just don't know if it will be out of spring training or will it be like halfway through the year. So I don't know when it's gonna come. Henry, it's a story of the Mets, man. How many seasons have we dealt with this, bro? Happens all the time. So guys, drop your comments down below. I'm just catching up with my Instagram comments and feed. Any concerns, any thoughts, any comments you want to make, please let's share it with everybody. Let's put it down below. I'll give you any questions. I'm happy to answer any questions, and we'll go from there. It's a really, really disappointing season. And of course, this is the narrative. And rightfully so. Thoughts on McNeil? Jeff has to go. I think Jeff's, in my opinion, Jeff should have been gone last year before this season started. The fact that we brought him back and he had a terrible season, this is it for Jeff. He has to go. Stanek has to go. I agree as well. The Marlins spoil us all the time. The Marlins season was over in June, and they came out ready to play. They're a young, enthusiastic team with very good starting pitching to add, and they did what they do best. They played spoiler. Yeah, Steve, I agree. And does that come with coaching? Does that come with lack of leadership? Not one comeback win to end the game. That says a lot. Like I said, I don't know if it says a lot about management, front office, or does it say a lot about leadership on this team? Very good question there by Steve. Very good. Yeah, all the above. I agree. Dean, that's for sure, Dean. That 5 years came and gone. That 5 years went really fast. Really fast. The pitching definitely is. I can say that. The pitching definitely is, Jack. The pitching is really bad. But I was saying before, I just saw this on Instagram. The narrative that's already being put out. Mets missed the postseason with a $339 million payroll. I think that sums it up. You know, that sums up the expectation. That sums up the hope. That sums up the failure. That sums up the disappointment. I mean, you have $339 million on the field. You missed the playoffs. So where did it go wrong? And that's up for Cohen to decide over the next couple of weeks. Yep. Pitching needs an overhaul. I agree. New York Mets baseball character building. Yeah. I know. I mean, you guys know me. I am the biggest Lindor fan. The Mets haven't had a shortstop like Lindor since Jose Reyes. And in my opinion, he's better than Jose Reyes. But his leadership, he leads by example. He shows up every day. He posts every day. But is he the guy, which we don't know? We don't know what happens behind closed doors in the clubhouse. Is he the guy to hold players accountable? Is he the guy who's a vocal leader in the clubhouse? We don't know. We don't know those things. But he does post every day. He's there every day. He's a leader of this team. In my opinion, he's a captain of the team. But is he the vocal guy? We don't know that. Cohen and Stearns need to realize that the team's window is supposed to be. Yep. The window is now. There cannot be a transition season. It has to be win now. That's a great point. It cannot be a transition season. This has to be a win now season. Who do you think will be in the opening day roster next year? Man, this team's going to look different. In my opinion, this team's going to look totally different. I hope Pete Alonso will be here. Soto will be here. Lindor will be here. Alvarez will be here. Other than that, to be honest, Nimmo, because of that, sorry, but that ridiculous contract, he will be here. Pitching-wise, our bullpen's going to be completely different next year. And then you have a lot of questions about the young kids. Ronnie Mauricio, who was called what it was. He had a really bad year. Ronnie, Luis Angel Acuna, Vientos, Beatty, like these are all guys that can be put into a trade deal for anything. So I don't think any of those young guys, the young core are safe. Except for, in my opinion, Alvarez. Alvarez will be here. But between Beatty, Mauricio, Acuna, Vientos, I think any of those four guys can be off the team next year. Scooter, that's what it comes down to. And we mentioned it a couple of minutes ago when I first went live. David Stearns tried to collect these project pitchers who had a down seasons the last couple of years and bring them into the quote-unquote pitching lab and rejuvenize their season, and it just didn't work. It was a complete failure. Heard the rumors of Vientos. I mean, if Vientos goes to the Red Sox, I can see it. Who do we get back for him? Is the question. I like Vientos. I'm not that high on Mauricio. Luis Angel Acuna is a nice ball player. Can he take that next step? You know, it's a lot of question marks. Definitely a lot of question marks. But we have 15 in the room. Guys, thank you so much for jumping on. Like I said, I wanted to jump on post-game just to talk to you guys, just to hear your thoughts, hear your opinions, answer some of your questions, and kind of reflect on not only happened today, but what continues to happen year after year with this team. They build us up to break us down, and it's been tough. It's been tough. Somebody commented, Cohen said 5 years to win a ring. That 5 years has now come and gone, and major questions need to be had from the front office down. So drop your comments, drop your thoughts in the chat. I'll stay live for a couple more minutes. And like I said, I know Vinny is at work, but definitely let me know. Let me know what you guys are thinking. I'll hang out for a little bit, field some questions, feel some concerns. Do you think it's going to happen with McLean, Tong, and Sproat? I think McLean and Sproat will start the season with the big league club. I think it wouldn't be a terrible thing to allow Tong to start the season in AAA, really continue to hone his craft, really continue to mature as a major league pitcher, and then call him up when he has some experience under his belt. But I think McLean and Sproat have proven the second half of this year that they're good to go, that they can make this big league rotation. But I would not mind seeing Tong start in AAA. Scooter, I agree. Was it rushed? Absolutely. Was it necessary? Absolutely. We needed the help. We needed the fresh arms when our starters were going 3 or 4 innings. I mean, we just didn't have a choice. What do you think, Jeff McNeil? No, I think this is it for Jeff McNeil. In my opinion, I think his time and his position and his place with the prospects coming up, I think this is it for Jeff McNeil. Just my opinion. I mean, we saw it there in the 8th inning. Alvarez can't lay off the slider low and away. He can't lay off. I think Mendoza has to go. So do I. MJ, so do I. I think Mendoza, it's time. I give it to Beltran. I give Beltran the keys to the car. Scooter, couldn't agree with you more. Marte's another guy. His contract is up. He was a great Met, had, really, really, good solid seasons here. The injury bug hit him, a little bit the last couple of years, but Marte, I think his time is coming on. I second them. Yep. I believe so as well. But thank you guys so much. Like I said, thank you guys so much for jumping in. I know it's frustrating. Trust me, I understand. Been watching this team a very long time. I know it's frustrating. But this is what we do as Met fans, right? We go through the struggles. Stearns doesn't have to go. Liam he made a lot of questionable moves. Liam, a lot of questionable moves. But like I said, this is what we do as Met fans. We grind out these seasons. We take the disappointment, hoping for the best. But I promise you, when the best comes, when we do decide to put a team together to win, it's gone. That the day we win a championship, it'll be better than any championship ever. What's up, Billy? Billy, man, what a rough day, Bill. Bill, drop your thoughts down below. Let us know what you're feeling. Let us know what you think. Just really disappointing. Really disappointing. Yep. Montas. Guys, what were we thinking signing Frankie Montas? Nothing personal, of course. Just as a player, his track record, what he's done over the last couple of years. Did we really think that we can rebuild this guy to be a front-end starter? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking with that. I mean, Lucas, I'm a diehard Jets fan, and what can we do with the Jets, man? I mean, I'm ready for Knicks basketball. Thank God for the Knicks. Thank you for the Knicks. Time to send the pitching developers. Yeah, they definitely need more development. Yep, Carr, I agree. He tried to do the same strategy over and over again, and it was a complete failure. Yep. I'm glad that the general consensus here, I feel like we're all on the same page. We all have that same feeling about what happened this year. Philly, I don't know, Phil. Do you think the right thing? They're 2 totally different managers in Mendoza. Do I think Buck had a fair exit? That could be something that we can look at. But did I think it was time for a change from Buck? Yeah, I thought it was time for a change. Yeah. Scooter, I mean, you said it best, bro. Yep. Phil, I agree. Every time. I think the entire coaching staff can go, to be honest with you. I think from the top down, just hit the reset button. Not on the team, on the staff. Phil, I know, man. I know. I agree. A manager with experience. I agree. Vinny threw out a name yesterday, and it was interesting because I know he's older. But let me know what you guys think in the chat, because this is an interesting name. Vinny threw it out to me the other day, and I started to think about it, and I look at the team that we have. What would you guys do if we signed Joe Girardi? I know a lot of people don't like him, but the experience he has, the winning pedigree that he has, would you guys want a guy like Joe Girardi to come here? I want Carlos Beltran, but Vinny threw out the name Joe Girardi. I thought that was an interesting name by Vin. Let me know what you guys think. Who would you want as the manager? I would want Beltran. That's my guy. I thought Beltran should have been the manager when we first hired him. No on Girardi. Respect it. Like I said, Girardi's a very specific hire, but Vinny threw out the name, so I just wanted to throw it out to you since he couldn't be here right now. I agree. I agree with Beltran. I love the Beltran signing. He would. Beltran definitely would. Keegan, so there was a situation that happened in his previous job that got him into some trouble with Major League Baseball. He had to be removed from the managerial position after we signed him, so he couldn't come. I appreciate you, brother. I wish Vinny was here to interact with everybody as well. Unfortunately, Vinny couldn't get out of work, so I didn't want to miss the opportunity to interact with you guys. I had to jump on. So thank you so much for joining, Carl. I appreciate you. Guys, continue to support the channel. Like I said, this is our first year as a podcast, Vinny and I, and our YouTube page has been great. Obviously, the growth that we've shown on Instagram has been phenomenal. So thank you guys so much for the continued support. Really, the show would be nothing without you guys. So thank you guys so much. Vinny and I both really appreciate it. Really, really appreciate it. I don't know if we would bring back Buck. I mean, I don't know if Buck would honestly want to come back. I honestly don't think. I feel like he's not in baseball as much. I know he's getting older. I don't know if we would bring Buck back. I would love to have him back though. It's McLean. It's McLean. I mean, Nolan really pitched well down the stretch in a spot where we were asking a ton from him. I mean, what do you have? One bad outing the whole second half of the year. Nolan's going to be the guy. I think Sproat looked promising, and Tong has development to do, but he's right there as well. Those three young guys, and I'm going to throw a name out there that you guys might not have heard about yet, but the kid Santucci down in the minor leagues, I think he's going to be a player as well if we don't move him, but I think he could be a player as well to look out to be in this rotation soon. Yep, I agree. No urgency. Dom, I agree, man. I agree. I mean, they have such personalities. They have a great mix, and I think there's a great balance in our clubhouse between the last regime, meaning McNeil, Nimmo, Alonso, Lindor, and then the young guys in Alvarez, Vientos, Beatty. Like, I feel like there's a good mix there, but none of those guys show, like what somebody mentioned it before, like what Jesse Winker does. That sense of urgency, that go-getter, that guy who's going to step up and say something when something needs to be said. I completely agree with you, Dom. Just the urgency just hasn't been there from spring training. Yeah. Listen, Dom, it's a game. And Vinny and Brady, our boy Brady, also known as Met News, they hate this. It doesn't bother me as much, but they hate when we are losing and they see all of the guys joking in the clubhouse and joking with the other players on the field. It's baseball. It's what these guys do every day, their entire life, since they were little kids. I mean, I get it. I mean, there's certain times where, maybe the laughter and the joking should, not be there, but, I get it. Iglesias was a big subtraction from this team. I mean, he was a great clubhouse guy. I just think that they wanted to move on from him, thinking that a guy like Mauricio or Acuna or Beatty can take that next step at second base. And if signing Iglesias this year would have stopped them from developing at second, I don't think they wanted to make that move. But I agree, Jose Iglesias was a major subtraction from this clubhouse this year. Joe, I just mentioned it. I would love to make Pete a lifelong Met. There's a lot of questions that go around that contract. How many years? I don't care about the money, but how many years? Is there going to be a lockout? So are we going to lose a season of a 30-year-old, 32, maybe 33 by that time, Pete Alonso? But me personally, I want him to be my first baseman for the near future. Absolutely. I love the questions, guys. Please keep the questions coming. I appreciate everything. This has been awesome. In a day that is miserable, I'm glad that everybody jumped in. Yeah, he definitely was a good guy. But it's funny because somebody mentioned the laughing and the joking and the the having fun and all this. Even last year when we had the OMG Mets and we had the Grimace and we had all these like little fun things throughout the season, it didn't distract them from what they were doing on the field. They still grinded every game. The amount of comeback wins that we had last year, obviously we didn't have any this year. It didn't affect the way they played on the field. So like I said, I have a major question. Is it the upper management that's the problem? Is it the leadership in the clubhouse that's the problem? That's my major question right now. I let Jeff McNeil go, in my opinion. I let Jeff McNeil go. Yeah, I agree. I give Alonso the bag. He's earned it. He hits. Not a lot of players can do what he does here in New York. And he's proven that he can play in big moments, in big playoff series here in New York. So I agree. I give Alonso the bank. I love Reyes. Not Reyes, excuse me. Valdez. I'm sorry. I like Valdez. It just all depends. The question's going to be, is Stearns going to be here? Because we know how Stearns operates and we know how Stearns builds a starting rotation. I don't know if he's going to go after a guy like Valdez that is going to be a price tag. A price tag. That's Renee, that's an option. I mean, do we move Mauricio Acuna and McNeil, put Beatty at second, who's proven this year that he can get it done, and then go out and get a third baseman? Out Bregman is on the table. You know, there's guys at third that are on the table. So that's a great one. I've always been a believer in Zach Allen. I've always liked Zach Allen. Vientos is tough. Vientos is a tricky one. One absolutely amazing season, one very subpar season. So that's Vientos is a tricky one. If you package Vientos in a trade for a number one pitcher, I have to do it. I'm sorry. Yes, Manaea will be here. Manaea is going to be here. What's up, Danny? Guys, once again, thank you so much. Schwarber versus Alonso. Will it be a struggle battle for signing? This is what I don't understand between like the fan base. I hear a lot of people calling for Schwarber to sign with the Mets. He's older, he wants more money, and he can only DH. So those are three big question marks for signing Schwarber over Alonso. Obviously, he's a premier power bat in the game, but it's a great question. It's going to be interesting. Jeff, did they come out and say that after the game, that they don't plan on firing Mendoza? I had to shut my TV off. I was in no mood to listen to the post game. But did they make a comment on that they don't plan on firing him? Just let me know. Because I shut it off. I couldn't watch it. There's Anthony. What's up, Ant? And give me your thoughts down below. They did. I mean, listen, if Mendoza's the guy, then a lot of other things need to change. If Mendoza's the guy. It's on X. Wow. So it's on social media. So if Mendoza's here, then what needs to change? Pitching coach? Hitting coach, possibly? It'll be interesting. Jimmy, I know, Jimmy. And we just talked about that before. Lindor's not that guy. He's not going to be that guy to show that frustration. Who's crying? I shut it off. Who's crying? I'm guessing Mendoza. I'm guessing it's Mendoza. Lindor. I mean, he's the captain of the team. He's the captain of the team. And I give him that captain's patch. He's earned that last year. He earned that to me last year. What he did last year, he earned that. And then a lot of people, the criticism about Lindor was that he's a slow starter. He can't start a season. He always struggles coming out of the gate after spring training. He comes out this year. He's on fire to start the season, and then people still talked about him. I mean, I don't know. He can't win. The guy went 30-30. He's one of the premier shortstops in the league, and I don't know why we didn't give him the captain's patch. I don't get it. Vinny disagrees with me, but I would definitely give him the captain's match. And I think there's different ways to lead. And I think that's, it can be a good thing or a bad thing. But I think that there's different ways to lead. And we don't know what goes on behind closed doors in that clubhouse. I would have went on the All-Star break, man. I keep going back to the All-Star break because there's so many different things that I would have done differently. Who am I? But there's so many things I would have liked for them to do differently than what they did. Man, I wish they would have went after Lou Bob. And I know his numbers say different, but I think bringing him here, an energetic Luis Robert over Cedric Mullins, I think that things could have been so different. And I agree, something's off, and that's why I question. I said I don't know if it's the upper management or it's the leadership in the clubhouse, but there's something off. I think, and from an outsider looking in, is there a disconnect between, like I said, the old regime and the new regime in the clubhouse, meaning Alonso, McNeil, Nimmo, and Lindor, and then the new guys in Soto, Alvarez, Vientos, like those guys. Like, is there a disconnect there? I don't know. Chapman's a little bit older, but I mean, he plays a platinum Gold Glove. I would love for him at the hot corner. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree more. A lot of changes need to be made. Definitely agree with that. Vinny and I, at the end of the season, and Vinny will be here also. Not tonight. He's working tonight, but we're definitely going to do a wrap-up show and a wrap-up live. We want to thank all of you guys for the amazing support. Just one season into this brand new podcast. Vinny and I love doing this. It's something that we always talked about doing, and we couldn't do it without you guys. The support that you show, the YouTube page, the Instagram pages, both mine and the podcast page. Really, guys, it really means a lot. And just because it's the off season doesn't mean that the content isn't going to keep going. There's Vin. He must have heard me talking. We just wanted to thank you guys. Amazing first year of the podcast. Continue to support the YouTube channel. We appreciate all of the subscribers on YouTube. We have over 350 subscribers in one season on the YouTube page. The podcast Instagram has grown amazingly over the season. It's going to continue to grow, and we appreciate all of you guys. So thank you so much. Give Vinny a shout out. Vinny's in the chat right now, so make sure you shout out Vinny. I know he's at work, but yeah, give Vinny a shout out in the chat. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you for everything. So guys, it's 6:54. I'll probably stay on till exactly 7. So I'll give it a couple, maybe like 10 more minutes. Any comments, any concerns, any questions you have, please hit up the chat. Let me know what you guys are thinking. We'll stay on for another 10 minutes, and then I will call it a wrap for now. But yeah, definitely let me know. I appreciate you guys. And continue to support the YouTube, please, if you can. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's 100% free to subscribe to the YouTube. It's linked in my page and Vinny's page, in the podcast page. Just please subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's where you can see our long-term content. And then obviously the short form content can be found here on Instagram and TikTok. It's a really, really disappointing season, man. Shout out to Juan Soto. What a monster. Shout out to Pete. Great season. Lindor, 30-30. As much as I dislike him, and that's another thing too, it's okay not to like every player on your team. Props to Nimmo. You know, he did have a very good season. He did have a good season. Shout out to him. Diaz, I mean, Edwin Diaz was amazing this year. Shout out to Diaz.